Hey guys, happy Marshmallow Monday. Once again, you're here with Marshmallow MBA for our Marshmallow Monday chat, and I'm glad to have you here. This week, I'm going to do something a little different than what I've done for the last month with these conversations. And it's actually kind of going back to the original model for Marshmallow Monday, where we tried to focus on a different topic or a different type of information each week. And this week, I wanted to talk about part of our mission and what is important to us as a business. So not so much chatter about marshmallows today. This is going to be a little more behind the scenes, a little more the why of the business, if you will. Thank you, Kathleen, for that phrasing. So today I wanted to talk about corporate social responsibility because it's something, stop it. I'm hearing all my B school classmates go, oh my God, not corporate social responsibility again. We had to hear that for 3 months. But important to me and was important to me when starting the business and is important to me as part of the mission. What's corporate social responsibility? Corporate social responsibility, in the simplest terms, it's sort of Adam Smith. When a business does well, it should also be doing good. Adam Smith, the economist, said there is no conflict between doing well and doing good, and I absolutely believe that wholeheartedly. So that's corporate social responsibility in a nutshell. In its best form, I see it working in public-private partnerships, and that is where businesses and government entities, local, state, federal government entities, work together to solve problems. I don't see a problem with that. It makes a lot of sense. And so Marshmallow MBA has always had corporate responsibility built into its structure. We donate in different ways. We contribute in different ways, whether it is mentoring, which I see as corporate social responsibility. You know, you want to raise up the people in your orbit, whether it is lobbying. Maybe in its worst form, lobbying isn't corporate social responsibility, but there are certainly ways to do it more appropriately, that's not just driving profits at the expense of ethics. Probably the most direct form of contributing back and being good stewards of our resources and being good community partners, we do that through financial donations to nonprofits as well as in-kind donations. And these are donations of marshmallows to different organizations. Well, who the hell are you donating marshmallows to? Well, interesting that you should ask. During the pandemic, we donated to first responders in York County. We also donated to emergency room staff that we emergency room staff in York County, as well as food banks across central Pennsylvania and northern Virginia. Most recently, we donated to the Hanover Area Council of Churches to support their food bank as well as their free lunch program. We have also done silent auction items for Good Shepherd Housing and the York JCC. We have made financial contributions to a number of canine rescue organizations, including Bullies to the Rescue in Charlotte and Lost Dog Rescue in the DC metro area. And then one of our favorite organizations that we work with is the Bodana Group, again in York. They do therapeutic gaming, and if you haven't looked them up, take a peek. If you are coming to Harrisburg Comic Con, the Harrisburg Comic and Pop Con. They will be there running the gaming area, and they're one of the most interesting groups that I have found recently. So why am I banging on about this today? Why am I banging on about corporate social responsibility today? So we're doing something a little different at the Comic and Pop Con. If you have attended in previous years, and when I say previous years, pre-pandemic years, at the Harrisburg Comic and Pop Con, we have something we call the Pegasus Lounge. And this is a place where you can come in cosplay or not and take photos with our Pegasus so you have something to remember the con by. We are tweaking this model, we're tweaking it a little bit this year, in that we will be charging for photos, but for a good cause. The proceeds from the Pegasus Lounge will actually be donated to World Central Kitchen. World Central Kitchen is a nonprofit, non-government organization that was founded in 2010 by one of my favorite people in the whole world, and that is Jose Andres, who is he's known globally, but he got his start in D.C., and I've probably stalked him for close to 20 years. So World Central Kitchen provides a hot plate of food where it's needed most. And so they are using the power of food. I'm actually reading this. They're using the power of food to empower communities and strengthen economies. Well, how are they doing that? Thank you for asking. So World Central Kitchen is on the ground. In 2010, when they first started, they went into Haiti right after the earthquake. Just brought local chefs together and just started feeding people. They were in Puerto Rico after the earthquake. They are currently in Ukraine. Most recently, they're in Maui, and they're working with local chefs on the ground there, including Leanne Wong, another one of my favorites. And they are feeding folks that are displaced. They are feeding first responders. They are feeding anyone that needs it. Natural disasters can happen anywhere at any time, and there's no controlling it. The photos that are coming out of Hawaii are gut-wrenching. People are struggling. I mean, we're struggling enough just trying to get through the day-to-day, and then you have something like this just come through and wipe out your home, your business. You lose everything you own. You can't find your families. I can't imagine the horror of it. And am grateful to an organization like World Central Kitchen who doesn't wait. They hear the news and they mobilize and they go. So I hope while you are at Harrisburg Comic and Pop Con on August 26th and 27th, you will come by our booth. We're in H6 and 7, so near the middle, actually, of everything. World Central Kitchen and Central Booth MarshmallowMBA. How's that? But I hope you'll come by the booth. Have some marshmallows, of course. Yes, we'll have samples, and yes, we'll have bourbon crispy treats. But more importantly, we're going to be doing some good. Adam Smith said, there is no conflict between doing good and doing well. I think that's one of the most important things that we can do with businesses. When people ask me, what's my why? Part of my why is doing good and doing well. So, on that note, because I want to keep it a little tight, hope you'll join me, Harrisburg Comic and Pop Con, August 26th and 27th at the Farm Show Expo Hall. Yes, there'll be air conditioning too. And help us out, doing some good and having some fun. So, till next week, have a good week. You're welcome to reach out at any time to info@marshmallowmba.com, and our shop's open 24 hours a day at marshmallowmba.com. See you next week.